Uh, Hello, dear brother and sister, and I'm very thankful that we can see here, and especially today that we are preparing for the next week, next Sunday, because next Sunday we are going to celebrate the Easter holiday. And the Easter holiday, we also have decided that we are going to have our first online Holy Communion. So I just want to prepare you how you're going to do to receive this Holy Communion next week. And for that, I need to give you three guidelines, 3 points, 3 questions that I'm going to give you so you can have a better preparation. So for the first question I need to give you is that having Holy Communion at home, what does the Bible say? That is the first one. And the second one is what kind of things do we need to prepare for this Holy Communion? And for the last question, number 3, is that what will we do during the Holy Communion, during the service? How should we do? What will we do? So these 3 questions I would like you to explain to you. So back to question number 1. Question number 1 is that what does the Bible say about Holy Communion at home? So if we take a look in the Bible, and actually when the church begins, when the disciple spread out after Jesus' ascension, it's actually they get together at home. So for example, in Acts chapter 2, verse 42, it said, they devoted themselves to the apostle, teaching and to fellowship, the breaking of bread, to prayer. So this is actually a very important verse that we can see that in the beginning of the church, people are getting together at home and having Holy Communion at home. So what we are going to do next week is actually what the church in the beginning they did together. So this is the foundation about at home and having Holy Communion. And the second point now about what kind of things we need to prepare for this Holy Communion. And it's actually, there's 2 things, 2 elements that we need to prepare. And the first element we need to prepare is bread. And the second one is the wine, because bread and wine is what the Bible teaches us every time when we have Holy Communion. And about the bread, is actually we need to have unleavened bread. But in the practical case, there's maybe not that easy that we know exactly what kind of unleavened bread we have or the Bible had. So in the church, we use wafer. So now, when we are at home, what should we do? What kind of bread that we can have for this Holy Communion? So I think to make it practical, more easy for everyone to participate, you just look around your home, what kind of bread you have. So for me, I have found these 3 kind of bread. The first one, if you can see or you cannot see, I can tell you, is what I can find is the sliced bread I can find at home. And also I can find crispy bread. And I think crispy bread is a kind of unleavened bread. And the last one I can find at home is tortilla bread. So these 3 kind of bread, you can use it for the Holy Communion. And then the second element is about the wine. And like in the church, we are not using the wine anymore for the practical reason again, and we will use the grape juice. So for next Sunday, it's very easy. Maybe you have it at home, or maybe you need to buy. So you just go to the supermarket and buy a grape juice. And for me, I usually would buy grape juice who have a red color because that is symbolized. It reminds me more about the Jesus blood. So these two elements, I need you to prepare for next Sunday. So now I'm going to the third question about the order, about what will happen in the Holy Communion. So like we are seeing together face to face at church, I, as a pastor, will will pray, will read the Bible text to introduce this Holy Communion for you all. And before the service, I would like you to prepare everything, okay, before the service. And I would like you to, it depends on how many people you have at home. So for each people, I would like you to bring a plate, and on the plate, you can have a glass with the grape juice, and then also a piece of bread. So for every person you're going to have, or going to participate the Holy Communion, I would like you to have a plate with the cup and the bread. So when I introduce the Holy Communion, and then also pray, after the prayer, when we can start to have Holy Communion, if you have several people at your home that are going to take Holy Communion, and please ask the person who is more oldest, most mature in the faith, they can help you to distribute, to hand out the Holy Communion for you. And so this is the third question, the third point about how we are going to do about the Holy Communion during the service. And for us in NCCC tradition, the NCCC churches, the tradition is that everyone who is believer and baptized is welcome to participate the Holy Communion. So this is all the information I have to you about the preparation for the next week when we celebrate the Easter weekend, Easter service, and having Holy Communion together.